is the Deron Harris Podcast. Here's your host, Deron Harris.
Hey folks, what's up? Welcome back to the show. I'm your host, Deron Harris. This is my podcast. How you feeling this week? Hopefully everybody had a good week. My week was pretty good. Still some bullshit in the fucking news, as always. You know, I'm still hearing shit about birthright citizenship and all kind of shit. Well, last week, I did a podcast on what would happen if black Americans decided that they were going to go back to Africa. I was told that black people should go back to Africa by some gentlemen, and I didn't get mad at that. And one of the reasons I didn't get mad is because I think it's a fucking excellent idea. You know, and I'm going to get into that a little. Well, like I said, I did a whole podcast on it, but then I started thinking a little bit more. My wife is Latin. She's from Puerto Rico. But I was thinking, you know, with them, you know, deporting a bunch of Latin people in Philadelphia, I guess a couple of weeks ago, there were some Puerto Rican people speaking Spanish in a store, and they were detained by some ICE agents. Puerto Ricans are fucking Americans. And that just goes to show you how ignorant they are. You know, how broad, it just shows you what their real intent is, which is to, I don't care what kind of Latin you are, we're going to scoop you up and we're going to get you out of this country. And it's the same thing. It is a purge. It's a purge of Latin people, and they're trying to purge black people also. And I really do say, let them fucking have it. I've said this on many fucking occasions. Let them fucking have it. If this is what they want, if a society, you know, if it's an all-white society that they want, why are we trying to integrate ourselves? Why are we still trying to fit in? I see all these fucking black people at the White House Black History celebration, and you know, some of my friends, some of my white friends are like, "Oh, see, look at that, all the way." I don't give a fuck about that. And I'll tell you why, because they're a bunch of fucking cooning ass Uncle Toms, because they know the severity of the situation for their people, but still they choose to throw all of their support behind a political party. And not only that political party, a political figure. You know, a person. And anybody up here talking about, oh, we're God-fearing Christians can shut the fuck up, because essentially what you're doing is you're worshiping a false prophet, and you're also worshiping an idol, which is, you know, not Christ's strong suit. He doesn't worship idols. You know, he doesn't worship political figures. And, you know, I could continue, you know, with all of the stuff that he's doing that is just not aligned with the shit that y'all talking. You know, but okay. I mean, you think that the way that you guys justify it is, some of you have said that this man has been ordained by God, which that's a bunch of bullshit. That's just bullshit. Just call it what the fuck it is. It's bullshit. Ain't nobody fucking ordained him. You chose this shit yourself. Motherfuckers chose this shit for you. You know what I'm saying? So all this, you know, God picked it. Shut the fuck up. Just shut your fucking ass, because you're full of shit. Now, I asked the question, though. I did ask the question, what if all black folks left? But I did that last week. And this week, the question is, what if all blacks and Latins left? What if we just decided, you motherfuckers could have this shit? What if we just decided that all black people and all Latin people, we got together and was like, listen, you know, no more of this bullshit. You know, we tired of eating fucking potato salad with raisins in it. You know, we tired of all of this shit. We tired of fucking, you know, goat yoga and all this other bullshit. We tired of this shit. We just gonna go back to where the fuck we came from. If we did that, what would happen? What would be the impact to America if all blacks and Latins, because ultimately I don't think that's what they want. I don't think they want us to leave. I think they want us to be subservient and work for them. They need a working class, a.k.a. a slave class. And they definitely want us to go back to it. They definitely want black folks to go back to it, because that's why they're trying to incarcerate motherfuckers at a record number, because they have a fucking company called Core Civic and other companies out there that are private prison companies, and they contract out convict labor so that people can, you know, skirt around fucking having to pay people a real wage to survive. So what do? Is they get some convicts that they don't really have to fucking give shit to, and they make them work for fucking pennies. And they capitalize on that, and the fucking corporations get rich on that, and I think that right there in itself should be a fucking felony. That should be a crime. But no, it's big business here. You can invest in Core Civic. You know what I'm saying? And they're building private prisons all across the country. There's one right down the street from my house, but from Core Civic. And that's what they're trying to do. And disproportionately, blacks and Latins are incarcerated more than white people. Even though 13% of the population is black, there are more black people in prison than white people. It's fucking crazy. It's fucking crazy. Fucking crazy. And they're doing the same thing to Latin people. They don't love us. They don't love us. Okay? They never have. And all that smiling in our fucking faces and all of that bullshit, they never have loved us. All right, just smiling in our face so that they can get the things that we have and shit us out of the things that we deserve. So if blacks and Latins left America, what would happen? Well, if we left, the first thing the country would face is a massive economic, cultural, and political collapse immediately. Immediately. The loss of, like, the two most significant minority groups in this fucking country, who, by the way, contribute heavily to our labor force, you know, our business culture, our political activism, all of these things, man. We lead the charge in that shit. Fucking civil rights movements, all of that shit, we lead the charge. But this would have a fucking, I mean, you almost couldn't come back from the fucking consequences of this shit. Because it's going to affect nearly every level of our society. Like, first, I said economic collapse. And under economic collapse, it would be this: labor shortages in key industries, for one. The agricultural, the construction, healthcare and hospitality, and all service industries would be fucking crippled. Do you understand that? All the shit, all these waiting on motherfuckers hand and foot, they want you to wait on them. That shit is over. You motherfuckers got to wait on your fucking selves. Latin workers make up a huge portion of farm labor and construction, while black people, we are essential in healthcare, transportation, and service industry sectors. You motherfuckers you're shitting on yourselves. You voted to shit on yourselves. Just, by the way, just so you know, you voted to shit on yourselves. The second thing that would happen, you would have a massive GDP decline. Black and Latin communities, we contribute trillions to the U.S. economy through labor, entrepreneurship, and consumer spending. The absence of black and Latin people would definitely lead to a deep recession and even a fucking depression, okay? If we all left this raggedy motherfucker, okay? And let them have at it. Let them have it. They want it to be this so bad. Let them make it into what they fucking wanted to. Number 3, the loss of small businesses and entrepreneurship. This is another thing would happen. Many small businesses, particularly in food, beauty, and retail, are black and Latin owned. Their departure would leave commercial areas abandoned. Now, see, all these corporations, they think they got it on lock up here in these fucking big-ass businesses, but who's down here on the fucking ground level? It's us. Who motherfucking shops are they walking into to fucking buy? Us. It's us. But they don't see that. They see us as a servant class, both of us. They see us as a servant class. So if they decide that they're going to walk into, a black-owned store, immediately it doesn't matter that the store is black-owned, because we're supposed to cater to their every needs and stand up, as they stand up in their whiteness. We're supposed to succumb to that and humble ourselves before that whiteness, and that shit don't happen. And they're angry about it, and that's one of the reasons that the shit is going on the way that it's going on today. That's one of the reasons that we have all of the pushback that we have against these two races today, is because these motherfuckers understand that, you ain't special here. You might be special over there, but you're not special in here. Everybody's the same in here, including you. And you're not special, and that's the thing. Motherfuckers want to be special. They want to be top tier. They want to say, we're first and everybody else comes after us. But that's preposterous. That's ridiculous, as a matter of fact, because they keep saying how much better they are at things, but they're really kind of the same. I mean, they're really kind of, I mean, they really are. Motherfuckers is mad about, fucking football, but 53% of football players is black, and majority of the fucking best football players are black. So I'm trying to get it. I'm trying to understand. I'm trying to understand why motherfuckers think they better than other motherfuckers. And I just can't wrap my head around it because it just doesn't make any sense. All of the shit that they spew out of their fucking mouths, all the shit that they say, it just doesn't make any fucking sense. You know what I'm saying? It's them blowing smoke up their own ass. Number 4, the next thing that would happen would be the collapse of the housing market. Black and Latin communities own and rent millions of homes. We certainly do. Black people don't own shit. We rent every damn thing. But a sudden mass exodus would crash the property values and devastate the real estate markets because we ain't renting there no more. And there's too much property, not enough white people. They're going to have white people come from other places or make more white people, which that's on the decline. And that's one of the reasons that they're so heavily against abortion, because white women abort babies at fucking 10 times the rate of any other race in the country. White women they want careers. They want independence. They don't want to fucking be tied down at home waiting for you fucking dry ass motherfuckers to come home. They don't want that shit. They want to go out and they want to have a fucking career. They want to have a life. They want tangibility. They don't want to be under your fucking thumb any more than anybody else does. But the problem with white women is white women vote against their own interests also. They do that shit all the fucking time because they think that it's going to position them better. In particular cases, it does. Everybody wants to get rid of DEI, right? But because they think that DEI, benefits black people. But white women have been the major recipients of DEI policies since the fucking beginning. And not for nothing, black people really haven't been. They push us down the fucking totem pole. And the reason why is because white men are in those positions of power. So when a white woman comes and a black person comes, of course they're going to give it to the white woman. Why? Because they're a white woman. They identify with them. But what do white women do on the Trump side? Yeah, fuck DEI. Okay, you just fucked yourselves, white ladies. Number 5, the decline of American agriculture. Latin Americans make up a huge portion of farm workers. And white folks ain't going out there to do it. I'm just going to say that right off the bat. White folks, you motherfuckers ain't going out. You might try. You might get out there. Fucking hard day's work. You might try for a few minutes, but your ass ain't going to stay out there all day. And especially not for the fucking money that they pay these people. The U.S. food supply chain would break the fuck down. There would be fucking food shortages all over the fucking country. And fucking prices, would go through the fucking roof on simple shit. On simple shit. So this shit ain't as good as you motherfuckers think it's going to be, right? Doesn't sound like it, does it? It really doesn't. All right, well, let's move the fuck on. What else would happen if we left? Transportation. Public transportation infrastructure would fucking suffer. Black and Latin workers dominate the public transit, trucking, and shipping industries. Without them, supply chains would grind to a fucking halt. You motherfuckers wouldn't get shit. But see, that's what I'm talking about. And that's why we got to stay out the box. Okay? Got to stay out of jail. All black folks, all Latin folks. If you're listening to me right now, our goal in this next 4 years is to stay out the fucking jail. Stay out of the fucking box. And the reason why is because it doesn't give them the workforce that they're looking for. Okay? It doesn't give them the workforce that they're looking for. If you motherfuckers is into crime, cool. Wait 4 years. You know what I'm saying? Wait 4 years and get back to it. Use these 4 years to clean shit up. Use these 4 years to show motherfuckers that we don't fucking need you. Just like you don't think you need us, we know we don't fucking need you. And the reason why is because you motherfuckers haven't given us shit anyway. The only thing that you've given us is a fucking headache, a fucking shitty time in this country, fucking boatloads of fucking racism. And that's all they've ever given us. On top of other shit like syphilis, all kinds of other medical experiments that they've done on us. These motherfuckers deserve this shit that's coming up on them. What else would happen? Cultural and social collapse, loss of American music and art. Hip-hop, jazz, reggaeton, salsa, R&B, and other black and Latin-influenced music genres would no longer be a part of American culture. So you can hang that shit up. All right? The entertainment industry in this country would go down the fucking toilet. It wouldn't be worth a fucking shit. It wouldn't be worth a damn. They think it would be. They think it would be great. But no, the fuck it wouldn't. It would be dry as fuck. It would be lame as fuck. You know what I'm saying? Because all of the flavor and all of the music in this country came from either black folks or Latin folks. You motherfuckers didn't make country music. You didn't make rock and roll music. You didn't make shit. All right? You just took things and you fucking made it your own. You took things that were made by other people and you made the shit your own, which is what you're fucking famous for. Okay? And yeah, if you feel like you feel a little heat on your neck, like there's a lot of heat on your fucking neck because I'm calling you out because you motherfuckers did this. You are the motherfuckers who did this. And all the Latin men and black people who voted for, you motherfuckers did this too. So I'm talking to you too. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking to you too. So you motherfuckers could be the ones that stick the fuck around and be the slave class of people that they looking for. That's what they looking for. And you think you on some adjacency. Wait till this shit gets good and kicked off and motherfuckers start fucking feeling the fucking heat. I mean, and I honestly don't think, I honestly can't see, especially after the Black History ceremony, all these fucking black coon dogs and these fucking, and sitting here looking at the demise of their fucking people in real time, sitting up there cooing and smiling. Man, y'all could kiss my whole ass. You could kiss my whole ass. Number 9, loss of food diversity. American food culture is deeply influenced by black and Latin cuisine. No shit. Everything is fucking fusion. It's American fare. No, it's fusion. You took this. I don't know how many fucking times I've been to some fucking restaurant and seen, some sort of culturally appropriated food on their menu. Redneck egg rolls. The fuck out of here, man. You motherfuckers don't have any creativity. You take everybody else's creativity, you put your shit on it, and then you label it as your own. It's bullshit. And people need to start calling you out for it. And that's what the fuck I'm doing right now. And if you don't like it, great. So, number 10, no more cultural innovation. That's right. That shit is over too. Black and Latin people drive trends in fashion, slang, dance, media. White America would struggle to create its own cultural relevance on its own. For real. You guys, because you have none. You have none. Let me say that again. You have none. You take everybody else's. All right? So, that's the first 10. I'm going to take a quick, fast break. And when I come back, I'm going to break down some more of this bullshit of why I think it would be great. I think it would be fucking great if blacks and Latins left this raggedy bitch. What would happen if all blacks and Latins left the country? Every single black person, every single Latin person. If we all left the country, what the fuck would happen? And now I'm on to the political and social segment, which would actually be political and social upheaval. That's what the fuck would happen immediately. The Democratic Party would immediately collapse. Black and Latin voters are a key part of the Democratic base. Without them, political landscape under them would shift dramatically, potentially leading to a one-party conservative rule. And let me ask y'all, how the fuck is that looking so far? It's looking pretty Nazi Germany around here. Not for nothing. It would be, it'd just be conservatives and other conservatives' business because it wouldn't fix anything. No Democrats here wouldn't fix anything. It would make shit a lot worse because you motherfuckers still going to have the need to be in somebody's business, but it just wouldn't be our business that you're in anymore. You'd be in your own business. You'd be fucking with your own fucking people. That's exactly what you'd be doing because you wouldn't have anybody else to fuck. Oh, well, you might be able to fuck with the Chinese. You might be able to fuck with the Indians. But you wouldn't be able to fuck with the blacks and Latins anymore. Why? Because we're not fucking here for you to fuck with. You know what I'm saying? And Chinese people, they got money. They don't have to do what the fuck you say. Chinese people, they got money. They got community. They don't have to fucking do what the fuck you say. Same thing with the Japanese. They don't have to fucking do what the fuck you say. You know what I'm saying? Their experience here is different than our experience. You know what I mean? So they don't have to do what the fuck you say. And not for nothing, you guys tried to hold them back, but you stopped in order to put the gas pedal on trying to hold black people down. And then Latin people showed up, and you put more gas pedal down on trying to hold them down. But see, what I'm starting to hear, and this is the bullshit, all right? And don't fucking fall for this shit, all right? as of late, I've been hearing a lot of shit. Latinos, especially Puerto Ricans, they're X amount of percent Europeans. And what that's trying to do, they're trying to align them with whiteness. They're trying to align them with whiteness. Oh, yeah, you have a little bit of African blood, but you're mostly European. So what does that do? That makes them, oh, well, maybe I should identify more with my European side and reject my African side. You know what I'm saying? Even the black ones, even dark-skinned Latin black people, you sit up and say, oh, I'm not black, but you are, though. But that's society telling you that you're not, though. And it's not their fault. It's society. It's propaganda. Because I don't give a fuck what it is. If you as dark as me or darker, motherfucker, you black. I don't give a fuck how much Spanish you speak. I don't give a fuck how much Portuguese you speak. I don't give a fuck. If you darker than me, you black. And I don't care what they say about, this is 68% European. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. And we can see what happens. 68% European is dominated by that little percent of black and Latin. So get the fuck out of here, man. I mean, I hate that shit. They're just steadily trying to take people out of blackness. Make people believe more and more that blackness is bad. And that shit is wrong. And they're doing it to Mexicans now also. You know what I'm saying? They're doing it to the Mexicans. But like the Caribbean Latins, they want them to, they want them to know that they are of European descent majorly. And, you guys, you don't have to identify with the black diaspora and all that shit. But I thank God for people like my wife. I'm saying my wife is Afro-Latina. And she is very grounded in that. And her grandmother is Afro-Latina. And we have 2 Afro-Latin kids. And they know, and they understand, and they stand all the way up in it. And they know 100% who they are and what the fuck they stand for. And they don't stand for this white people trying to separate you bullshit. This white people trying to cut you off out of shit bullshit. They don't fall for that shit no more. They don't fall for that shit. You know what I'm saying? Number 12, racial conflicts would intensify without black. Now look at this. Racial conflicts would intensify without black and Latin communities to blame for crime, poverty, and other social issues. White America would have to confront its own systemic failures. You got to turn around and look in the fucking mirror. You got to turn your ass around and look right in the fucking mirror. Now, I got a friend, he's super hypocritical. And he's telling me, oh, look in the mirror. No, motherfucker, you need to turn your ass around and look in the mirror. Because this is the shit that you support. All right? This is the shit that you support. You support motherfuckers telling me, go back to Africa. That's what you support. While you sit up here and you claim to be on my fucking side, this is the shit that you set up here and you defend. Well, Elon's finding out. I don't give a fuck about that. You still sit up here and you defend this man's bullshit. And don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. It is being found as being bullshit. But you keep reading the publications that you read and saying that you're not reading those publications. You lying. You lying. The reason why I know you lying is because I read those publications too. Because I see what they say. And the reason why I do that is because I have a fucking podcast that I need to do the fucking research on. And you don't have shit. You sit there and you smoke cigarettes and you watch fucking conservative television and you bash anything that comes across that television that is contradictory to what they say. And then you stand up and then, oh, well, don't you watch Elon Musk and the $40 million 44 he found? No, he didn't. He didn't find that. And they lied about it. And and the receipts are on the fucking internet. And I'm talking to you directly. And I'm not going to say your name, but I'm talking to you directly. Today, you're going to get an email in your inbox. And it's going to have all the fucking receipts. It's going to have all the shit on it. And then I want you to fucking rebut that. I want you to come back from that. I want you to fix your mouth to say some stupid, ignorant shit. All right? Number 13, the political and prison systems would collapse. Well, like I said, the U.S. prison system is disproportionately black and Latin. And without them, many prisons would shut the fuck down. There wouldn't be that private prison business. There would be no business for convict leasing. if we just left. You know what I'm saying? It would just, and without us, a lot of like the police force would lose a lot of its justification for the overfunding that it's already receiving. It's ridiculous. It is ridiculous. The amount of money that the police receive in order to keep the lockdown on these fucking communities. And that's the thing. My buddy don't see it like that. You know what I'm saying? You know, he thinks that he's progressive, or he thinks that but he's not though. He thinks that he's, you know, very progressive, very forward, but he's not. He's super conservative, and he just spews a bunch of bullshit. Loss of activism and civil rights movements. Well, we lead that, so if we left, of course, you know what the fuck would happen. Black and Latin activists have historically led movements for labor, Social Security, and political change. And the absence would leave a void in the fight for equality. But that's what they don't want. They don't want that. They don't want equality. So, like I said, let's get the fuck out of here, and they can be, you know, they can have equality among themselves, but it'll never be like that. And I'll tell you why. Because there's going to be rich white people, there'll be middle-class white people, and there's going to definitely be poor white people. And there's going to be a lot more poor white people than middle-class and rich white people. In the middle class, eventually, they're going to be poor white people too. And it's going to go from being a race thing to a class thing. So white people are going to hate other white people because they're not wealthy or they don't have certain things. And don't get it twisted. All these public schools that are being defunded, you know, that's going to affect white folks. That's going to affect all these fucking conservative states that voted for this. And a lot of these states are the lowest in education. And they've voted to further disparage their own people. And you got to see it by now, folks. It's a fucking plan. You got to see it. And if you don't, keep looking. You know, it'll come to you before too long. And number 15, rise in economic inequality. Many social program, workers' rights laws, and affirmative action policies were fought for by Black and Latin activists. Without them, corporate greed and economic inequality would skyrocket. Because we hold them accountable for not fucking everybody. But we don't seem to think that. And when we leave, they're just going to fuck everybody. And it's going to go up, and what are they going to say? Because they're going to say, oh, that doesn't affect you because you're white. We got rid of the people that affected it. That was, remember, we got to, no, they didn't. Because they lied to you. They fucking lied to you. They duped you, motherfuckers, is what they had. So, what else would happen? America's global status as, your global, this shit would decline here. You'd have definitely, number 16, a weakened military. Black and Latin Americans make up a significant portion of the United States military. And our absence would severely weaken our global defense capabilities. We would be pussies without us. Get it straight. You'd be a fucking straight up bitch if it wasn't for us being here. You know what I'm saying? Number 17, loss of international influence. America's reputation as a melting pot of cultures would fade, reducing its appeal as a global power. Yeah, motherfuckers ain't gonna want to come here if it's just all y'all, man. You get that? Motherfuckers don't want to be here. Not with just y'all. I mean, what the fuck? Number 18, global economic shift. Countries in Latin America and Africa would benefit from the return of skilled professional and business owners while America would struggle to recover. If we left here and took business and skills back to the origin, where we originated from, do you realize how powerful these places would become? Now, I'm not saying this to be mean, but Mexicans, y'all should go home, man. And the reason y'all should go home is so you can love on your country, because y'all love on a place that doesn't love you back. Y'all love on a place that wants to see you desperately gone from here. And you're trying to bring your family, and I get it, trying to make a better way. But you know what, though? Y'all can make that way there. Just like we could make that way in Africa or wherever else we came from. We could make that way someplace else. And it would benefit. It would take a little bit of time. It definitely would take a little bit of time, be a little bit of growing pains. But listen, 10 years down the line, watch what would happen. watch what would happen. They would not be able to even compete here. It would be over here for these people. And they would sit, and the reason, it would be fun. Like I said, it's never going to be that utopia that they're hoping for. It's never going to be that. And the reason why is because there's rich people. There's rich people and there's poor people. And that's not going to change if all black people and Latin people left here. There's still going to be rich people and there's still going to be poor people. And rich people are still going to be looking to hold someone under their thumb. And it's going to be the poor people. And if blacks and Latins aren't going to be here, it's going to be the poor whites. So you're not better than anyone, okay? You're not better than anybody here, okay? And they've brainwashed you into believing that. So the final question is this, would America even survive? Now, a lot of people like to think, oh, we're fucking powerful, America is strong, and we got a fucking good work ethic, and we're going to make it, and we're America strong. But this is actually what America as we know it would actually cease to exist. The country was built on the backs of black and Latin people, from enslaved labor to immigrant workers who sustained entire industries. Without them, the United States would face an identity crisis, an economic collapse, and political instability on a scale never seen in this country before. It would be ironic, after centuries of oppression, discrimination, and exploitation, that America would finally have to face reality, and black and Latin people were the backbone of its success the whole fucking time. I think that's going to do it for this episode of the Deron Harris podcast. Think about what I said. And I got more to this subject. I'm coming back. I'm coming the fuck back. Because I still want to talk about getting rid of birthright citizenship, because white people seem to think that shit protects them too. And you fuckers are wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong. Not unless they're going to deliberately write in a racist clause to protect white Americans from that. You motherfuckers are vulnerable too. So that's going to be the next podcast. Is I'm going to be talking about trying to chop up the fucking 14th Amendment. What kind of despicable shit is that? So, in the meantime, I want to thank my parents for giving me this mouthpiece to say what I need to say to everybody. I want to thank my wife for being my big supporter. I want to thank my man Jesse Yandel for being my producer and sending me inflammatory content every day so I get mad and talk about shit. I want to thank Gentry Thomas for the platform. I want to thank the people that are still sticking around. And I really want to thank the white folks that are still sticking around, because that means that you're not afraid to hear somebody else's opinion about what's happening in our society. And that also means that you are taking steps towards trying to make a difference here. And I do really appreciate that. I just want you to know that. And I just want everybody to know that I'm really not an anti-white person. I'm an anti-bullshit person. And it doesn't matter where it comes from. Black folks, white folks, Latin folks, Asian folks, I don't give a fuck. If it's bullshit, I'm going to call it out. And lastly, I want to shout out today. Today is the 28th of February. Today's my brother's birthday. Shout out to my brother, Deron. Happy birthday, bro. I'll give you a shout in a little bit. But in the meantime, which I'm just getting a text from him right now. But yeah, y'all, tune back in, man. Next week we'll be talking about birthright citizenship and how it's going to fuck white people too. All right? So in the meantime, I'm Deron Harris. This is my podcast. Peace.
You've been listening to the Deron Harris Podcast. Subscribe to the show, give a good rating, and everything you need to know is at DeronHarris.com.